Good morning. I'm Erica Gabriel, and today we'll be discussing predictive home sale insights of King County, Washington. My team and I decided to attack this problem from the standpoint of a real estate agency. And real estate agents have two types of customers, buyers and sellers. So we want to make sure that home buyers can get the most bang for their buck, so buying at the right price, but also we want to make sure that our sellers are making the most profit that they can. So with the price predicting algorithm that we developed, we're also going to be calling out ways that sellers can increase their home value to really maximize their profits. So we took the King County data set, which consists of cities in Washington like Seattle, Kent, and Redmond, and we did some data cleaning and data analysis, and we used that to build a linear regression model, which is just a fancy way of saying we found the line of best fit for the data. We used price as a feature that we wanted to predict when given the square footage of a home, the amount of bedrooms, whether or not the home had a basement, whether or not the home had a view and it was on the waterfront. So our best fit model based on the data set explains around 65% of why a home sells at a certain price. The features that are most highly correlated with the home sale price we discovered were the square foot of living. So people really value the size of the house, nice spacious rooms. Also, the amount of bathrooms in a home. I think I agree with all of us when I say I never want to share a bathroom. And also the grade of a home, which is decided by King County, Washington, based on the construction materials used to build the home and the quality of craftsmanship. So, through our data analysis, we wanted to answer is there a perfect time of year to buy or sell a home? And we discovered that March through July are the best times to sell a home. And we presume this is due to income tax season. So, couples are able to make larger down payments on homes due to those income tax deposits. And the best times to buy a home, we discovered, was November through February, those holiday months as prices are the lowest. How does grade affect price? So we know that you pay for quality, so to speak, but we wanted to quantify that. And as you can see through the plots of grade and price here, by increasing a home one grade from 3 to 4 or 4 to 5, sellers have the potential to increase their profits by $100,000 or more. So it's in our sellers' best interest to really invest in renovate, because there's a huge return on investment as shown by our data here. So, is there a point where a home can be considered vintage? We wanted to address this question because we had homes ranging from all ages. And from the data set, we see by plotting the year the home was built versus the average home price, that homes built in the 1910s and the 1940s range among the highest home sale prices, where homes built in the early 2000s are a very close second. So from this data, we deduced that homes built in the 1910s and 1940s can be considered vintage and can be sold to potential customers such as historical societies who want to preserve old style homes, and also movie directors for use in movie sets, whether they're making a scary movie or just a historical movie or documentary. Now, how can we increase the price of older homes that are not yet considered vintage? So, homes around the 70s and the 80s, where The home isn't young enough to be considered new and attractive to home buyers, but not old enough to be considered vintage. So here we plotted the relationships between grade and year built versus the average home price. And we see that homes built in the 1980s and the 1970s have the highest grades of 10 and 12. So, literally driving that point home to sellers using this data: renovate, renovate, renovate. It's a huge return on investment to put that money in upfront to see the most profits. So, our recommendations in conclusion: sellers should sell their homes in between March and July for more profit, and buyers should buy between November and February for more sales. The higher the grade, the more money is available to you, regardless of how old the home is. And pre 1940s homes can be considered vintage or classic, and there is a market for that. They are proven to be higher selling homes. And older homes that are not quite vintage with an overall grade of 10 or more sell for substantially more. So those are not to be counted out. Next steps: we want to do additional data collection to acquire more data to fill in the gaps that we had in our previous set. We also want to dive further into the grade and condition of homes and that grading system. What features, what structures, what materials go into composing of the grade score, and how can we use that to reveal pricing impacts of um, probable structural elements. And with this, we will build a new model and start the iterative process all over again. Thank you so much for tuning into my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. And please let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns.